Pariah, you might be muted.
That's tragic. One second, everyone. Hey, welcome to PRIDEfgc. You missed the crazy intro, everyone. It was awesome.
What about B1? There we go. Hello, everyone, and welcome. Listen, sometimes it happens. I'm not adjusted to using Streamlabs. I usually use OBS for my main account, but we are getting ready. We are all set up. It is PRIDEfgc. We are super excited. It's going to be a totally packed weekend. We have a ton of tournaments this year, and we are really, really excited to be back for our second year of Pride. Don't mind my green screen. It's a little bit scuffed like my mic today, but we are... For your answer, Flamecrow, if you do get in here relatively quickly, we can still get you in for Tekken. I believe Tekken starts at 7, but the registration for it ends at 6. We'll be covering some of that during the little kickoff stream here. But for starters, I am joined by the lovely Texas Tibbers, Westfield, Wii Sports. Y'all mind introducing yourselves?
Well, 1 second. I think you have Tibbers and Westfield.
I do have Tibbers and Westfield.
Yeah, I'm Westfield.
I'm Texas Tibbers.
give me just a second. I gotta find studio mode in this so that I can get that fixed. But y'all can go ahead and introduce yourselves while we
So
wait.
does Wii Sports.
Oh no!
Are you for real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, go
Hi.
Wii Sports, go.
Okay, hi everyone. I'm Wii Sports. I am the OAG FGC team lead. I helped plan this event, and then I have a bunch of my other events that I'm doing on for the bracket or for the entirety of Pride. I got the mystery bracket going. We're doing that again. That was a lot of fun last year, and we did that for Mystery Derby for Share Love. Both are really fun. We're gonna do the Parsec and Bikeade setup again. I hope you join. If you are in any other bracket, you could just go onto that. Pariah, we went to like a screen. We went to just a black screen.
Yeah,
Don't worry
about it.
Oh, they're mixing it up. Okay, good. I'll keep talking. The other things that I helped with is I made sure all the orgs are good. I made sure I went and grabbed some people for like commentary and tournament organization. And I am also doing, you can see I'm Dansu Flame. We're going to be watching Musume, Beginning of a New Era, tomorrow night at, I think, 10 p.m. CST.
Yeah, movie night. That'll be fun. I'm super excited for movie night.
Hold on, I'm not done.
Oh, sorry. Oh, jeez.
One thing I really
I'm
like that we
excited.
got to do. One thing I'm really excited that we got to do is we have what do we have? 18 games this year? Someone get that number.
Yeah.
We have 18 games. And we have so much bullshit to play, guys. Please play some bullshit. We got Waka Waka 7. I'm playing Sailor Moon tonight. Digimon Rumble Arena in there.
It is the year of wonderful bullshit for Pride, for sure. I'm super excited about some of the options that we have.
We got Grand Blue? We got Blaze Blue?
Yeah.
We have so many blues.
You got your favorite Kusoge, Guilty Gear Strive?
We have 2 bloods.
But before we get into the game list, let's Pariah, who are you?
Well, I am PRIDeox. I am one of the co-owners of Onzai Gaming, and the crew that puts on this wonderful event. I have a Guilty Gear Strive weekly on Thursdays that I host called Fight Sticks and Flash Kicks. We also do Grand Blue bi-weekly on Mondays as kind of just like a little side passion project for me. But I, super love fighting games, and this community is always incredible. We had the idea last year to put together this PRIDEfgc event. Tibbers had the idea and was like, hey, I want to do this, and we got the whole thing scrambled together in like 2 months. And this
It was
year we
fucked
had a
up.
lot more
Not gonna lie.
run-up time for it, and I think it really showed in some of the turnout and some of the events. I'm also super excited for some of the other events that are happening. Digimon Rumble Arena, I'm so glad that those TOs reached out to us, and they came to us. We're like, hey, we want to run this game. You know, and of course everything going to an awesome charity cause, but Digimon Rumble Arena is a game that is technically my first fighting game, although I didn't even register it as a fighting game when I was a kid. It was just the game that I beat up my little sister on. I still have the disc in my PlayStation 1 in my closet right now, is how wild that is. But I'm super excited for a ton of stuff we have here. It's been a lot of work, the deep Pariah lore indeed. There's been a lot of work in the last couple months in the lead up here, but we've got so many different teams and groups of TOs who are coming together to put this event on, and it's super, super awesome. How about you, Miss Tibbers? I'll kick it over to you then.
Hi, I'm Texas Tibbers, or Texas, or Tibbers, or Tex, or Broski, or my guy. You can call me anything you want, and I am a co-owner of Odin's Gaming, and yeah, I love Pride, and I love the LGBTQIA plus community, they, thems, and everyone's in between, and I am the hype person in every fighting game person's corner. I love fighting games. I'm not a player myself, but I will watch you and cheer for you all freaking day. So I love going to offline majors and meeting up with folks, and seeing everyone get together online and come together for a cause has put me into tears more times than I want to admit. So I'm here for the fun, and I've got my Red Bull ready, I've got my monsters ready, my coffee ready. I want to mix them all together. I hope y'all are down for that.
That's wild.
Isn't that wild? I'm having a hard Baja Blast right now.
Let's listen to this cup.
How about you, Mr.
What about you? Westy!
Yeah, I can go next. So I'm Westfield, and I am the community events organizer for PRIDEfgc this year. I'm also one of the co-owners of Odin's Gaming, and I have gotten the privilege of getting to work with so many artists, and cosplayers, vendors, and event runners this weekend, which has been like the passion that some of these individuals have been showing. It's actually insane. And so I'm super excited to get to shout out all of them, which we'll be doing out throughout the weekend. But yeah, I've been doing way more talking to people than I'm used to in the last couple of weeks. So that's been a blast. But yeah, I'm excited for all the games and stuff. It should be a good time.
Are you gonna enter anything, Westfield?
You know, I'm thinking about it. If I can
You look
get
like
some
Sailor Moon
time,
mess with me.
like you get some time off, maybe I'll sneak in a bracket or something.
And I do apologize for me being a little bit split conscious here, because I am kind of half running registration at the same time, because we do have, like we said, we have some of our brackets that are starting here pretty soon at 7 o'clock for tonight. Let me double check our schedule.
Let's go ahead and talk about it. Let's talk about, well, actually, before we jump into the schedule, I do want to briefly talk to you about our charities, because Odin's Gaming doesn't just do this charity. For PRIDEfgc, we love it. We also do Children's Miracle Network hospitals. We also do domestic violence in our February Share Love. We do a couple of other things, so we're not new to this rodeo, but we are new to the FGC charity side of things, and it's a whole different ball game, but it's still fun as heck. But I did want to let y'all know that it's not just a bunch of brackets, right? It is artists and cosplayers and vendors, and really pulling together the offline FGC experience of like being able to hang out and sing karaoke and play casuals and like get to know one another more than just gaming together, competing against one another. And that's PRIDEfgc. So if you aren't in the Discord, if you don't have time to play in the tourneys, still join the Discord. We have a community there that is fantastic, and I think that you'll really love being able to see some of the creators in this space and be able to interact with them and see their merch and see their stuff, and they're fantastic. So, but yeah, now we can talk about your brackets.
I definitely do think that that is something that sets PRIDEfgc apart from a lot of the other kind of online events. There's a lot of online, FGC charities. Obviously, we're partnered with the Trevor Project this year, who is a big staple in the fighting game community. But I think that, not to toot our own horn too much, but I think that one of the things that really makes PRIDEfgc special is that we go that extra mile to try to provide the actual, the essence of that major experience. And obviously, we don't have a hot tub, we don't have a pool to provide you, unfortunately. We don't have a hotel lobby, but we've got some good VCs. We got karaoke. We got 2 different karaoke events that are going to be happening over the weekend. Bring some of that extra kind of event spice to the just, it's an online tournament, obviously, right? Like, you can boot up and play a Tekken tournament on any old Friday night, but what makes the PRIDEfgc bracket a little bit more special is, one, we're raising money for that charity, and also you have so many access to different games and communities while you're here and while you're kind of existing in the Pride space, and digitally kind of walking through the artist alley and the cosplay contest and stuff like that. But yeah, talking about some of our games. I love we hold on, I'll boot up Sailor Moon S, don't worry, give me just a minute though, let me wrap this thing up real quick.
I look, there was a guy asking for Facebook casuals, and I noticed as I got on the call, and I was like, fuck.
All I'm saying is hot tub or pool stream, Pride Pool goes hard. I'm here for that.
It's true. We'll have to bring some Texas homies down to neighborhood pool or something.
Ooh, that'd be a good idea.
We do have, as you can see here, we have a ton of brackets and events for you. All lovely, kind of gradiented, in no particular
Ryan,
order.
I'm so sorry to interrupt.
What's up?
I believe that the title cards are a little wrong.
Oh no, the title cards didn't update. Well, I am so sorry. Here, hold on. I can literally fix this. Check this out. Check this out.
Shout out C-Fresh. They're really cool.
C-Fresh is really cool. C-Fresh was here with us last year. Don't even worry about this. Check out this live editing masterpiece. Look at that. I'm not even worried about it.
Oh, that's crazy.
I'm actually the goat at this. But yes, now that our name tags are fixed up a little bit, apparently my exports were exporting the wrong pages all day today. But we have so many super fun brackets. We've got a lot more, I'd say, niche brackets than we are used to. Last year we had, I have the numbers here. Last year we had 11 games, or 12 brackets total, and this year we're up to 18 plus 1 exhibition with the 2XKO there. A lot of people were asking, hey, what's the thing? Why do you have 2XKO listed? Do you guys know something that we don't know? What's going on here? We're hedging our bets a little bit because we were hoping that there might have been on the off chance, it wasn't the right timeline for there to be another Alpha Lab around this weekend. But unfortunately, we missed out on the Alpha Lab. But we did, during the last Alpha Lab, record a little bit of an exhibition, which will be streamed on my channel, PRIDefgc, tomorrow. But to run through some of our schedule items tonight, starting at 6 p.m., we're going to be having the Guilty Gear Strive character auction hosted by our friends over at MASH. They came in a little bit later, and they were like, hey, character auctions are something that's very, very key to a lot of those kind of offline late night vibes. And so we wanted to do some of that, raising some money for charity. So you bid for your character. If you win, you donate that amount of money, and then you move on to play your character in whatever the special bracket they cook up is. And then we're going to be having a 7. We got a banger today. We got Pokemon Showdown.
Wait, can I just interject real quick?
Go for it.
For the character auction, I just want to point out you don't have to be signed up for PRIDEfgc because your bid will count as your entry.
Yes.
If you win the character.
We'll be getting you added to the bracket afterwards. If you do end up donating some money for the character, you'll be gain access also to the whole weekend worth of events. But we have at 7, we got Pokemon Showdown, which is going to be Gen 9 random battles. Dragon Ball Fighter Z, going to be hosted by Neo Judai and the homies over at Motivation Academy, recently rebranded. Sailor Moon S, which is
Let's go Sailor Moon!
which is going to be hosted by the Community Lab. And Tekken 8, which is hosted by our friends over at Breakout Esports. And then at 9 tonight, we have our first of 2 karaoke.
You forgot Dragon Ball Z!
I said Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
Oh, sorry.
She's just really excited about Dragon Ball.
I'm really excited for
Dragon Ball Z is a great game. It is very cool. Oh, I do see Flame Crow has donated.
Funny.
Thank you so much for that donation, homie.
Have you ever? They had the Leffen and Goichi set floating around on Twitter the past few days, and I was watching that, and I was just like, man, this game's fucking awesome. This game rips.
Yeah. Flame Crow, we'll be getting you added into that Tekken bracket. I know we've got a lot of people in the FGC who like coming in, and one of the things about Pride in general is we do run an entry fee, quote unquote. It is a $5 donation in order to get in, to essentially get in the doors, and then from there you have access to all of the brackets throughout the entire weekend. And it's going to be a real fun time. We'll make sure we get this one registered up. Yeah, I think that the entry fee has a lot of stigma around it, right? Even if when it is $5 is $5, and not everyone has the means to donate, but we do have other ways of gaining access to brackets, other ways to volunteer some of your time to give back to the community as well. Do one of y'all want to go over potentially our Saturday lineup?
Well, I also just want to shout out that for those people also who maybe not able to afford the $5 entry fee, one thing that we have going on is that there are so many people donating above and beyond their $5 entry fee, and there's a lot of extra entry tickets kind of floating around out there. Being in the Discord and being a part of the community, part of the conversation, and joining in on all the chitter chatter that's going on in there, there's plenty of opportunities to get your entry fee covered by somebody else who's taking that extra step and beyond. So I just want to shout that out also.
Specifically,
for Saturday,
some of our recent ones. Hold on, I have my top 10 list here. We had just today, we had Nuclear Cheese donating $250. We had Roman Jelly donating $200, and right there in third is our very own Wii Sports with $125 after you sponsored the Plus R bracket, right?
I sponsored the Guilty Gear Plus R bracket.
Yeah.
So what happened is, it was Monday. I was feeling generous on a Monday, and I reached out to Tedo and I said, hey, I'm gonna pay for everyone who enters the Boston Blue Beat tomorrow night. And he said, sure. Do you want to tweet out? And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? And then everyone entered, and I added a bunch of people. So if you are, honestly, I think I forgot to add a bunch of people to Discord. So if you're in that bracket and you're not in the Discord, please join. If not, I'm gonna reach out to you tomorrow. Don't worry. But other than that, that's from my Boston Blue Beat, and I really want to shout them out. They're awesome. They run the regional beach episodes, one of my favorite tournaments. Probably 24 is probably my favorite tournament I've ever gone to. And then otherwise on Saturday we have Uni 2 run by Thunder Knight and Chovy Salts. A big shout out to Chovy Salts. They're super cool. We have the 2XKO exhibition. That's going to be at 5. We have both Melties that day. So we have Type Lumina run by... Who do we have? I have everything.
Type Lumina is I believe Sweet Tooth, if I remember correctly.
Sweet Tooth?
Yes.
And then Mbek is Snail Down, correct?
Yeah.
All right, awesome. We have Rivals of Aether. That's run by, Louisiana?
Yep, the Louisiana
Rivals community.
Rivals crew.
I love that.
We have Street Fighter 6 run by Bado City. And then, last but not least, we got Waku Waku 7.
Absolutely not least.
How do you pronounce that name? Alchemy?
Alex Alchemy, I think.
Alex Alchemy. Okay. really awesome Saturday if you love bullshit games.
I think this Saturday is absolutely going to be a banger for sure. And of course, we also have, I believe on Saturday is when we're going to be having our art game show. We have a karaoke stream at 1. The panel for the queer Tekken headcanons, as well as Wii Sports' own Discord movie night, watching some Uma Musume.
Oh my god, we got Uma!
Yeah.
Listen,
definitely stop by for that early karaoke stream too. It's right before all the brackets start, and we have I think it's Catrielle Bunn. She's stopping by to like run that karaoke bracket, and she's got a ton of karaoke experience since she's got a team with her. They got some fun stuff planned for that. So if you want to warm up your vocals before you get into bracket.
Tonight we have karaoke hosted by Izzy, the fighting game. Like, there's gonna be so much Guilty Gear music. I feel it. I feel like tonight is going to be more fighting game-esque, like karaoke and like gaming karaoke. So like, if you've got it, like, come scream it.
You won't believe
and
we're
tomorrow,
karaoke then.
Tomorrow's gonna be everything. I'm so excited. Joey, I should hold my voice. I should hold it.
Then
You
we're
good?
getting into Sunday
I'm so
for our brackets. Sunday we're starting off bright and early, as you always do for these kind of events. We've got Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising, nice and early at 10 a.m. And then following that up, we've got Mortal
If
Kombat.
you got a job, join Grand Blue. You got that one.
Yeah, it's the jobber bracket for sure.
It's the jobber bracket.
We've got the Mortal Kombat 1 that's going to be kicking off at 11, hosted by Saki Sakura. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. Blaze Blue Central Fiction is, hold on, I have my list here. I'm trying to remember.
Blaze Blue's at
Training
2
Mode
p.m.
Yes.
Training.
And also big shout outs to them. They also sponsored a bunch of people from their weekly last week to come in and join in that bracket, which is going to be a blast. Fatal Fury City of the Wolves is going to be kicked off at 3, which is the Big Bomb and Brawlers who assisted us last year. And they were very eager. They were, I think, the very first people to reach out. I think they messaged me before anyone on our team messaged me about this event. They were like, hey, you guys planning that shit yet? Like, what's going on here? So very happy to have them back this year. Then we got 4 o'clock. We got Digimon Rumble Arena. These are all Central Time, by the way. But if you check the schedule channel in the Discord, it all autocorrects to your time zone, which is a fantastic treat. But Digimon Rumble Arena at 4 o'clock on Sunday. Then we've got Wii's Mystery Bracket at 5. And then I have my own Guilty Gear Strive bracket at 7, which is currently, Guilty Gear Strive being the community that we as an organization are most closely tied to, does tend to be our biggest bracket of the event. So we're very, very excited. I think we're already at 60 entrants for Guilty Gear Strive. And also just huge shout outs because we're at 260 entrants total for this event this year, which is
What do you mean 260? Refresh.
hold
You're
on.
at 290.
We're gonna hit 300 here in just a little
Hey,
bit.
292.
I haven't registered. Go sign up.
Yeah, if you haven't
wanna hit
registered yet, there's
300
still
so
plenty of
bad.
time. We have registration is going to be getting set up to, depending on the availability and the comfortability of every TO. But my kind of rule of thumb is registration for the individual brackets is closing an hour before the actual bracket starts, along with check-in and stuff like that. So if you're still looking to get in for Tekken or Pokemon, you still got 30 minutes. You're going to have to shoot me a message because you'll have to get my attention to actually get you signed up. But but yeah, the
Also,
games. Go ahead.
Also on Sunday, we've got a couple of events as well. We've got at noon, we're doing our Pride Hall stream where we're going to go over all of the artists and cosplayers and vendors and all those folks that helped join in and help make PRIDEfgc possible. And then at 1, we have the Strive music tier list, which is going to be run by 018. So if you want to stop by for those as well, that should be a lot of fun.
That Strive music tier list is going to be an absolute treat. I am not going to miss that thing for the world. I literally, that was one of the ones where I was just scrolling through my feed and this like dissertation, like video essay on Guilty Gear Strive music came across my feed, and it was posted like 30 minutes ago, and I was like, I'm just gonna DM this YouTuber right now. Okay, wait, sorry, I'll finish the video and then I'll DM this YouTuber and see if I can get them to come yap a little bit for Pride. So I'm super excited about that one.
I did want to ask, what bracket is everyone looking forward to most? And honestly, chat, I would love to know, what bracket are you looking forward to most? Not maybe one that you're not even playing in, maybe one you're just looking forward to watching.
Am I allowed to list my own as the one I'm most excited for?
Always, boys, because I'm gonna list yours. So
The mystery bracket is always a hit. It's a good time, and it's one of the like it is one of the most like staple for our stuff, I think, right now. It's so good.
I just want to say, like, I just looked at the numbers, like when we were looking at the total, and I looked at mystery. We're at 32 for mystery already.
Yeah, right?
I'm gonna toot Wii's horn. If you don't know, Wii Sports is one of the most inclusive gamers that I know. Has the most like retro to current knowledge. So I have no clue what's going to be in this mystery bracket, and that just puts a fire. Like, I'm so excited to watch what shenanigans. And I know that you host a pretty like streamlined, very over communicative like bracket in general, so I might join. I haven't joined a bracket yet. I think that might be the one.
Okay, you're gonna have to have Fightcade and Parsec set up. If you're in that bracket, we're gonna be using Fightcade and Parsec. You have to have both. If you need help, I'll be around like the entire weekend.
Yep.
Just ask.
Yeah, make sure.
And then we also have. I
I
want to shout out my amazing TOs, Ash and Boga, who have worked with me on all 3 of these. They are the best, and they also know about as much bullshit as I do.
Ooh, chat says the character auction. I agree.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's if
Character
I
auction's gonna be a lot of
could,
fun.
I feel. Wait, can I character auction and have somebody else play the character for me?
You can wait. Hold on. Can we get a dono? Can we bid on like people? Like,
Oh my gosh.
I'm sure they're flexible.
I'll
We'll
see
see,
why
we'll
not.
see.
There you go.
I agree.
I think the bracket that I'm the most excited for is honestly the Street Fighter 6 bracket. I know that community is just like absolutely killing it right now. They brought in their whole community of people. There's the brackets you got it's definitely filling up with people, and I just love watching Street Fighter. Like, even though I don't play it myself, something about watching people play Street Fighter is so satisfying, and it makes me want to boot up fighting games every time I do.
I think Street Fighter is one of the most understandable at a glance fighting.
Yeah.
Like, you kind of know, like when you see a throw loop, you kind of know, oh wow, that's fucked up. You know,
It is just like the like 2 big dudes just beating each other up fighting game in a lot of ways.
And then Drive Rush, what the fuck is that shit?
Yeah.
Why is that in the
very
Street
colorful.
Fighter game?
Also got a big shout out to Date Bateau and the whole Bateau City crew. They have been insanely positive, and like their community has been super supportive. They've already, I think, got like $150 in their Matcherino, which by the way, we do have Matcherinos for all the games. They're all listed in the Discord. Go and claim some codes, because we got a bunch of codes that need claiming. We'll have to make sure we set up some commands for everybody. But I wanted to shout out specifically the Bateau City crew. Date Bateau is a person who is so positive that I thought they were trolling me when they first messaged me. They sent me their, like, I reached out to them and I was like, hey, do you want to host this? And they sent me like such an overwhelmingly positive message back. I was like, are you like taking the piss right now? I haven't interacted with someone this positive in like 8 years. What's happening right now? And that's just how they are, and I absolutely love that.
You found your equal.
Found my equal.
I don't know. So like, I think that Brando, I think that Busy Bum Jen, I think that Neo Jedi, I think that Saki Sakura. Like, are you kidding?
Yeah.
Could we
There's so many
get
good
a
people.
group of just like TMN is one of my favorite crews, and Ban is one of my favorite crews, and I feel like we're just getting. When I was told that we added a crew that I'd never heard of, I was like, new friends, Louisiana, they play games, so they get them in here. I love it.
And we had so many people after the fact just come to us and be like, hey, can we run this?
Yeah.
I think we had Sailor Moon do that. I think we had Waka Waku do that. We had Digimon do that. I think I'm missing one.
Yeah,
Am I wrong?
I have a question, and this is mostly for chat. Chat, what games do you think we're missing? So if you think that we're missing a game, let's run it next year.
I was just
I'm
talking
here for
about
it.
it. So for 2026, one game I want to get in there for sure is Vampire Savior.
Oh,
I don't know if we ever talked about Vampire Savior.
for sure.
But that's something that people talk about.
That's how passionate we are. I want you to know that we
Let's get
haven't
this
even
so
gotten
hyped.
through this weekend. We haven't even started the weekend. And we're like, all right, 2026. let's start it. Let's get it in, yo. So Vampire, okay, we got some in the chat. We gotta do it. Joey's here for it. Then that means I'm here for it. Well, what's next, y'all? What do we need to cover? I mean, honestly, on the event side, I'd love to look at the numbers. I'm a statistics like Excel girly, right, at heart. I don't know if any of y'all are.
We just had a fantastic suggestion in the chat. We had Marvel vs. Capcom 2, or any Marvel, I guess. I would do Marvel. I would do Marvel 2. That would be fine. I guess next year's two consoles is gonna be the big one.
Yeah.
But someone said Street Fighter the movie, and I think we absolutely have to do that.
Street Fighter the movie, the
As
game
fighting
is a
game called
banger.
Street Fighter the movie.
It's
I
technically
remember
called
they
Street
did that
Fighter the
for,
movie the game.
Yeah.
Street Fighter the movie, the game.
My hopes is that 2XKO will be out by then. That is
Yeah,
what I'm
for
banking
sure.
on. That's my full. I don't know if we've got any 2XKOers in the chat. I love Yasuo. I know that Pariah is a Braum fanatic. But
Malawi.
yeah. I'm definitely super hype. I'm a Riot Games enjoyer, so I'm ready. I'm ready. But
You know,
yeah,
I was
wanted
thinking-
to.
I was thinking that, like, we've got all these amazing TOs and all these amazing bracket runners and organizations, and they all bring their best talent to this. We should reward them next year by having a mystery bracket just for them. And put all the TOs and just stream runners in there.
I have a better suggestion than that. We'll have, instead of a mystery bracket, we'll have a TO's gentleman's bracket. So that means that they decide whatever game they want to play.
A gentle bracket.
I love that. Or, yeah, we have to do like a like a Gang Beast or an Among Us or Lethal Company, but with all the TOs. Just have it be. I love. You can bet.
All right, everyone, we're playing Gary's Mod Prop Hunt.
Yes. I'm actually here to. I'll propose. I'll put something together post this event. If everything goes well, I'll send out a date and see if we can get everyone together. I think that'd be fantastic.
Be a lot of fun.
Okay,
I
but
would.
this year.
Yeah, I would like to talk about a few different things too. Is when you're comparing the numbers of amounts raised. Pariah, do you have the details from last year?
Jeez, I got this.
Okay. I think that we've got a graphic somewhere. Of course you do. Of course. See, we're prepped.
Pie
We're
charts.
prepped.
Pie
I
charts.
love pretty killers.
I love data.
I
We do
don't
love
have
data.
my glasses, so you gotta break it down for me.
So
Pariah.
last year, I can run through some of this data. Sorry, I was just talking with our Tekken homies over at Breakout Esports, getting their check-ins live and running. So last year, we raised a total of $3,102.33, and it has we had 238 attendees, which we've already blown that number out of the water, which is awesome. And we had you can see here in the pie chart the kind of split of what we were working with. Most of our money was raised through Matcherino, and we had our entry fees covering for about a quarter of our total money raised for the charity project. This year, though, we've been seeing a big flip. We are expecting still a decent amount of traction in the Matcherinos, but we have already, if I'm not mistaken, I think raised let me make sure I got my number right. Hold on. $2,410 raised through the Tiltify alone. That is including our entry fees, which has been super, super awesome. The support has been absolutely incredible. We currently, I think, have I'm going off the top of my head here, so forgive me unless I actually remember to write this number down. I don't think so, but off the top of my head, we had, I believe, around $350 of charity funds in the Matcherino, which would equate to us having about $100 in there as prize funds as well for the players. We do a pretty aggressive prize pool split because we are, of course, very charity focused, and we want to make sure that if anyone is donating, if they're just donating the easiest way possible, the majority of their money is going to the charity. So we do a 75-25 split, but we do still have a little bit of extra lunch money in there for our players who are getting into those big numbers, as sometimes these charity prize pools can be. But yeah, super, super awesome seeing some of the differences between last year and this year. We'll be able to talk about it a little bit more here in a few, but the just sheer volume of this event this year has almost doubled in size to last year. We're on track to double in size, I would say. We've got so many more cosplayers, so many more panels, and tons more volunteers. We had 52 volunteers last year total, including our TOs and commentators, and this year we're at 81. So it's a big team to manage, but everyone has been super receptive and super communicative, and it's been a blast. And also just a great one of the side effects of this bracket, I think, is just TOs having a place to trade some knowledge back and forth.
Love it.
We've seen it a couple of times happen in the Discord, where it's like, oh, hey, I use this thing for this thing, and I use this thing for this thing, or learning about hammer time and doing embeds and stuff like that. And always super cool to kind of see how other TOs in the space are kind of operating their tournaments. Just ran into the Breakout Esports people. They don't actually like running check-in on Start.gg. They run their check-ins through Discord and just having people pinging in a channel, right? So it's definitely really cool to see all of the differences between all the groups.
I do love it because the FGC is definitely one of those communities where when you give back to the community gives back to you. And there's a lot of knowledge share and not a lot of gatekeeping when it comes to the TO or event side of things. I also do want to say we didn't include on the graphic our fourth wall or our merch. We didn't have a lot of sales last year, but we but we do have some this year. So if y'all have not checked out the shop, we already have had 6 charity purchases that have come through. And
anyone have a link? Anyone have a link for chat?
I do. Let me go find it for you. I will go pull it up. No problem. But yeah, it has been quite an adventure. I'm not gonna lie. The PRIDEfgc collection is also. Oh, Westy, do you want to talk about the artist interaction with our fourth wall shop?
Yeah, so we actually had well, this is really awesome. We had an artist reach out to us and say, "Hey, I really want to help participate some way. I'm an artist and I can draw really, really fast. Would you like anything done for Pride?" And so we actually had them. We unveiled our new mascot this year.
Pin!
Which it was a pretty fun experience. And they were like, yeah, let's do something with that. And so they designed an absolutely adorable piece of artwork. This is from Ezra, and they put that, we've got that on a t-shirt and also on a little sticker pack that are both in the PRIDEfgc collection from our merch store. all the proceeds from our merch store in the Pride FGC collection are all being donated to the Trevor Project. We have the numbers set up in there such that like it's a $3 donation that comes off of it for every single purchase that goes straight to the Trevor Project, which is really awesome. So if there's anything in there, we've got stuff from last year and from this year in there. We've got a whole bunch of designs from our own internal art team as well as people from the community. So definitely check that out.
If you are a Guilty Gear Strive Sim player, I promise you there is an item in that shop specifically for you. Yeah. Two in particular, a cup and a shirt. It's got combos designed by our one and only Odin's Gaming Sin players. We've got a Sin army and they know their shit. So it is super great. Also, needs more Devil Gin on the merch. Oh, I will relay that over. Don't make me send that out, because I will send that over to our merch team, aka.
I know we've got some Tekken merch in there too. So
I want to comment on, because of shipping with Boomerang, we have a panel called Queer Tekken Headcanons on Saturday.
Yes.
And I've been thinking about it like all week. What could that be? I'm so
very
curious.
excited. That's a great transition into some of our panels and events that are happening this year. So when I had reached out originally, there's a lovely org that has been kind of in my Twitter spaces recently. That is T4T, or Trans for Tekken, ran by the homie Bun Berksman. And I had reached out to them, and I was like, hey, do you want to like yap about this a little bit? Maybe talk about fighting games or your experiences and the LGBTQ, yada yada. And they're like, well, you know, it sucks because Tekken doesn't really have a lot of canonical queer representation. But what I can do is I can boot up and get a group of people together and we can just talk about our theories. And so they're going to be doing that, and I'm super excited for that one. And that one is
is that just like an open mic thing?
No, they just have, I know that they have a group of people they're bringing on with them.
Content creators.
Okay.
That is
Lindor
going to
apparently
be
has a bunch.
tomorrow
Apparently
at
this is like a
7
big
p.m.
thing. I wasn't aware.
That's the Saturday one, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know a lot of Tekken lore, and so whatever they say, I'm just gonna take that for canon.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that's okay.
Yep. I'm straight there with you.
I don't think anyone's gonna do that.
We also, we talked about it a little bit earlier, but 018's doing the Objectively Correct Strive soundtrack tier list, which I'm sure the community will have lots of opinions about, which is, I think, the whole purpose of the podcast, or of the panel. So that should be a lot of fun. If you've got strong opinions one way or the other about which Guilty Gear Strive song is the best song of all time, definitely pop in for that one, because there's going to be some debating.
Can I pop in there and be mad that the ship isn't on there? I love the ship.
Yeah.
From Exit though.
I think they're doing it with an Xrd focus, I want to say.
What, it says Strive? I thought it was just Strive. The Strive album.
I think it might be Strive and Xrd.
I hope it's Strive and Xrd. We'll change that if we need to. Don't worry, guys.
Also, Umamusume. I can't say that word. It's so hard.
Umamusume, Pretty Derby, beginning of a new era.
So tell me about it, Like, I don't know anything about horse girl anime. What's the theme? Why would I be interested?
So I chose Umamusume because it's basically a show about like passion and identity and competition. And I thought that would be a very good fit for a Pride event. There's also a lot of people who have a lot of headcanons, just like Tekken, as far as the horse girls go. We'll see a lot of people comparing Kake and Takion. I think they're very interesting characters. And they have Dansu Flame. I love Dansu Flame. Something that I won't be able to talk about during that is that Dansu Flame has like an incredible come up during that movie, and no one fucking talks about it.
Okay. That sounds like fun. I think the last one we have to talk about in the panel is this one here that's right behind my head.
Yeah, move out of the way, Westy.
Yeah, sorry. That one's gonna be run by our very own Slow Stroke King and also Content Casper. They're doing a community art game show, so if you want to draw to silly, funny prompts that are FGC related and have them part of a game show, like they're definitely going to be looking for anyone, whether you've never drawn anything but a stick figure in your life or you're the best artist in the world. I think it should be a really fun time. Both of them are incredibly funny people, so I'm really excited to see what they're going to cook up for that one.
Yeah, I am known for my stick figures, and I cannot wait. I'm gonna be there. I have a list of like I'm gonna be there, and I think it might be too many. I don't know if I'm gonna sleep this weekend.
It's gonna be tough.
Oh goodness. Well, we've covered our brackets. We have covered our events. And last but not least, we are not going to cover our cosplayers, and tell them why.
So specifically our cosplayers, we ended up with so many cosplayers this year and so many awesome artists this year for both of these things that we're going to be doing a dedicated stream on. You may have heard us mention it earlier. We're going to be doing a dedicated stream that is Saturday at
Sunday at noon.
Sunday at noon. There it is. Yeah, the Pride Hall stream. So we're going to be going through and doing kind of a deep dive into each of our each of our cosplayers and artists and everything to kind of show you guys what is up, and we'll have some more information. If you want to check out the Pride Artist Alley, Cosplay Central, and Panelist Plaza, we have all that information already in there, as well as some discount codes and stuff that you can use throughout the weekend to make sure that you get everything that I'll get your mitts on anything that you want to get as far as Pride FGC merch or merch from our other affiliates.
And please check it out. They're all super passionate. They're all incredibly excited to be here, and definitely show them some love and say hi when you get a chance.
I think there's only one more thing to do. I want to mention the Trevor Project. And I think that it's important that we address some of the stuff that is going on in the world right now. And as the OEG team, we want you to know that, one, you are not alone, and we support you, and there's an entire community of people that have your back, and that together we can make a difference. And we believe that making a difference starts with being our authentic selves and supporting one another and taking the risk and putting ourselves out there where we can. We believe in the Trevor Project. The Trevor Project is the leading nonprofit focused on suicide prevention and mental health support for the LGBTQ community and for the youth. They offer free and confidential crisis services. They are available through text and through website and through a 24/7 chat. And the LGBTQ people have a place to go, and we know that they are at a significant higher risk for suicide, and the Trevor Project provides them with a place and a vital lifeline with solutions and troubleshooting mental health, and being that advocacy program and educational program that actually saves lives and makes a difference. And I want y'all to know, I'm gonna cry. I said I wasn't gonna cry. That
you can cry if you want, don't worry.
I know that it is all fun and games, right? I know that Pride FGC is just playing fighting games, and we're just a bunch of people that are getting together. But you are making you're making the world a more accepting place by normalizing the conversation, and the work that they do is crucial. And because you donate, because you show up, because you participate in these events, you are actively making a difference, telling people that they are loved and they deserve support and they deserve a chance at life and normalcy, and that everything is going to be okay. So I want to say thank you before we even get started with this weekend. And for everyone that has shown up and given love and support, retweets and likes and shares and reactions to post, like, it makes a difference. You make a difference, and we're forever thankful every single time that we do this.
Yeah. It is one of the most magical times of the year. Events like this are really what put the community in the fighting game community, and it is such an incredible time seeing these people all coming together from different corners of the FGC. We wouldn't be able to do this kind of thing on our own. We could host a Guilty Gear Strive bracket all day, but I don't know any Street Fighter players. I don't know any Uni players. You know, we need our additional teams in here, bringing everything together.
One dude. I'm not running 18 tournaments.
Exactly. Yeah, but it's so amazing getting to see everyone, you know, getting excited for the event, getting worked up for an amazing cause. There's not a more important time for fundraising like this and for support like this and for keeping the community together and supporting each other in any way that we can. And it's just so incredibly important, and it's what the fighting game community is really built on, and one of the best parts about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're all just gamers, man.
Just gamers at the end of the day.
Here for it.
I think that is about it for us for now. I think that we can, if you guys have any ending words here, we'll go to a brief intermission, and as soon as we can, I think we'll probably raid out to the Guilty Gear Strive charity stream or charity auction.
Yeah.
So we'll be able to raid out to that once they start. So you guys got any any words?
Yeah, if you have any questions about how to donate, how to register, questions about the Tripper Project, questions for OEG, questions about what color Pride's gonna dye his hair next, or anything like that, join the Discord. We're all open books and open doors, so like if you have anything, feel free to message us. That's what we're here for.
I want to say, everyone, if you're only entered in one bracket, go out and experiment. See if you find a new love out there. Try some of these other games. Everyone play Plus. Is what I'm really checking into.
Very true.
Plus is amazing. Shout out to the ACPR community for coming through. Shout out Boston Blue Bleed. It's my favorite game. And I would not be as involved in fighting games if it was not for the community over there.
I think the only thing I have left to say is Waku Waku.
Waku Waku. Y'all, thank you so much for coming out for our little kickoff stream. Send some love. We're going to have announcements going out on the Twitter and on the Discord the entire weekend. We have a ton of games that are going to be happening, a ton of streams to support, and a ton of ways to give back. So make sure that you spread some love, and we will catch you all on the flip side.
Bye.